What religion do you believe and follow, and why do you choose this religion?
I'm a Christian because it's just what I've been my whole life.
What do you consider yourself to be a religious person? If so, are you more lenient when it comes to practicing your faith?
Yes, I am religious and I'm pretty lenient about it. Like I'm not like strict about it, but I am religious.
What would you say motivates you to keep practicing your religion? And what would you say keeps you in the right path based on your religious teachings?
It's because God is great and you can't do anything without God, and I want to go to heaven and live a great afterlife.
When would you say you pray to God? Only when you need something or when you're going through a bad time?
I pray to God every day because we pray in class and I pray at my house too.
Do you go to Mass every Sunday? If not, when do you go?
No, I never go, but I go at McCarthy.
What religion do you believe and follow, and why do you choose this religion?
I'm a Christian because I believe in that Jesus died for us.
Would you consider yourself to be a religious person? If so, are you more lenient when it comes to practicing your faith?
Yes, I go to church as much as I can, so I think that I follow the religion.
What would you say motivates you to keep practicing your religion? And what would you say keeps you in the right path based on your religious teachings?
Well, I believe that God will reward good people and stuff, so I believe that if I show love and show how He was, then it'll benefit me.
When would you say you pray to God? Only when you need something or when you're going through a bad time?
Well, I'd like to say through everything, but sometimes I forget, but I do try as much as I can.
And do you go to Mass every Sunday? If not, when do you go?
No, I don't, but I try to go as much as I can.
What religion do you believe in and follow, and why did you choose this religion?
I believe in Christianity, and I chose this religion from a really young age. I grew up in a school, a Christian school, and God is just like what I always go to in any kind of situation.
Would you consider yourself to be a religious person? If so, are you lenient when it comes to practicing your faith?
Yes and yes. I won't lie, I'm not a strict practicer of Christian religion, but I would say I'm a spiritual and religious person because I go to Him a lot.
What would you say motivates you to keep practicing your religion, and what would you say keeps you in the right path based on your religious teachings?
I just have like that conscience. It's like the first thing when you don't know what to do and you feel like you have no one, the first thing I do is pray to God and think about God, and I instantly feel like relieved. What motivates me is that when I am scared or in like a desperate situation, I just pray to God.
When would you say you pray to God? Only when you need something or when you're going through a hard time?
Both.
Do you go to Mass every Sunday? If not, when do you go?
No, probably once a month.
3 things I learned from my interviews is that 1, a lot of people believe in God because they choose to believe in God. I also learned that people place other things before they do with their relationship with God. Third thing I learned in my interview is that a lot of people actually choose their religion because their parents chose it and they were born into that, and that's the only religion they know. So one of the similarities I noticed is that everyone generally believes in God, but a difference is that the girl said she practiced her religion more and she went to church more versus the guy who said he didn't attend church that often. Also noticed the similarities that both of the people that we interviewed, like the students and my sister, said that they prayed often and that they tried to pray every day, and if they didn't, it was because they forgot. The thing that surprised me most is that I really didn't expect that many people to say that they practiced their faith more, that they prayed often, because I feel like a lot of times we forget to pray with our everyday lives because everyone's so busy. So I was really pleasantly surprised to find out that people pray more often than I thought.
I learned while interviewing everyone we interviewed was, one, that people choose to follow their religion differently than other people. 2, some people take their religion more seriously than other people. I also learned that most people turn to their God when something out of the ordinary happens in their day-to-day lives. Similarity between the 3 people that we interviewed, is that most of them will turn to their God when something good or something bad happens, so they will turn to their God for whether it is for comfort or for help or guidance through whatever it is that happened. A difference is that the first girl we interviewed, she said, which is Tessie, she said that she goes to mass often, unlike the guy that we interviewed who said that he rarely goes to mass, and if he does, it's for school. So, and another similarity is that they all believe in God. None of the people that we interviewed believed in multiple gods or something different. They all believed in one God. One thing that really surprised me while doing these interviews was that all three of the students we interviewed said that they all, even though they don't really pray every day or very often, they do try to pray every day. Even if it's not with school, they try to pray every day at home because they do see the importance that is praying to God every day.
3 things I learned from this interview was that most people choose to be Catholic because their parents were first Catholic. Second is that not many people are strict about being Catholic. And third, not many people go to Mass even though they say that they're Catholic. One similarity that I found doing these interviews was that most people are Catholic because of their families and because of their parents. A difference that I found was that some people pray to God because they do so daily. Some pray to God because they need something, or some pray to God because they do both. What surprised me the most was how all the people we interviewed don't go to Mass, but they all were Catholic. The first quote that I choose was, St. Paul believed that individuals participate in the life of church because at the very core of our being, everyone needs the church. What that means is that even though we may think that church is not important, everyone needs church in order to be able to follow God and understand his ways. The second quote says, individualism only becomes a problem when it drives people apart from one another. When this happens, the individual creates his or her own definition of self and of the world. What this means is that it is okay to follow God in our own individual way, but we have to remember not to criticize other people for not following God the same way you do.